friends, good day. Today we are in Flemington and we are going to give you a tour of Flemington, and we will take you around with us to all the religious institutes in the town of Flemington. Town of Flemington is a very diverse and very ecumenical town, and we'll take you to all these religious institutions, and you will be surprised and amazed to see how people live and worship in this great township.
As Mr. Harry was talking about the religious institution, so I wanted to show you that this is a Carmelite monastery, and today we are going to visit that Carmelite monastery. So if we go this way, and then we will reach to the sisters. But on the other side, cross to the road, I will show you there is another sisters. They call Dominican Sisters of Divine Province. So they are just staying opposite of each other. So I will give you this tour also. Across the road you have seen that the monastery sister, but this side of the road is the Dominican Sisters of Divine Providence. So this is their house, they live here. So this is beautiful place that you can go to the Dominican Sisters, you can visit the Carmelite Sisters. So now off we go to see the Carmelite monastery from inside. So this is the long road to go to the monastery sisters, and we are a little high on the mountain, kind of. So we go there and we'll see their chapel, the sisters where they live. Beautiful place, very simple but very powerful, very giving you strength all the time. If you see Mr. Harry is coming by his car, because this is like a little high place, and we have to climb a little bit this road.
So this is the road that takes you towards the monastery, and this is nice road, right? Lots of nice trees around, and lots of green, and in a moment you will be able to see the beautiful monastery. This is there's a monastery behind me, and there are about 15 or 20 nuns live here, and there's a beautiful chapel inside, but we are not allowed to go in because of the pandemic. But hopefully one day it will open up and we will be able to come back. Behind me you will see the big fields, and these are all the fields they belong to the nuns here, the monastery nuns, and they do a manual labor in these farms. You could see also the animals grazing, and this is a beautiful place, but we just saw the receptionist here, and because of this pandemic, the sisters are under quarantine and they are not visiting anyone. So, but it's a beautiful place to visit. It's called the Carmelite Monastery in Flemington. So let's hope that this opens up soon, so that we can come back here and visit the nuns and go to mass and pray here. So it's a nice place, and I hope you also can come one day and visit this. So this is the entrance of the monastery. Right behind me is the chapel, where we and lots of people come for mass every day, and so we'll go. This is the little grotto at St. Magdalene's parish. This church is also in Flemington, and this is, I think, the third or fourth place that we are visiting in Flemington. And this grotto is built by Knights of Columbus, and this is Mary, Mother of the Unborn, and there's a Bible verse from Luke chapter 1 verse 22, blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. So This grotto is built by the generous donations of the people of this parish. And if you see these little bricks here, every brick that has a name on it is the name of the donor who donated money to build this little grotto. So we also come here and pray for our health and pray for the peace in the world. This is a St. Magdalene's parish. That's the rectory behind me. There's a beautiful church behind me. It's called St. Magdalene's Church in Flemington. This is one of the main churches here in Flemington, and they have about 3,000 families here, and they have English and Spanish mass here, and there are about 2 or 3 priests in residence, and it's a nice place to visit, and we come here for mass sometimes once or twice a year. And you will love this place. It's a huge place, and they have a convent here. They have a good religious education program. It's a nice place to see. This is a beautiful statue of Good Shepherd, and you know Good Shepherd is Jesus Christ. And this statue was installed here in the year of grace in 2009, and the year of grace was 2009 to 2010. And there's a beautiful Bible verse taken from Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15. I will give them shepherds after my own heart. Please pray for all priests. So we all need priests and pastors, and let us pray that they all continue to be a good example for us and for the whole world. This is the residence or a rectory. This is where the priests live, and from here they minister to their parishioners.
We are still in St. Magdalene Parish, and if you see this little building here, some sisters lives here, and they are from the Sisters of Charity. And I have one of my best friend here, Sister Faustina. She lives here. So they are like a small community, but they work so much in this parish.
We are now at the Flemington Jewish Community Center. It is also called a synagogue. It's a basic Jewish community center where Jews come for worship every Saturday. Today is Sunday, so that's why it's closed. And we came here once to celebrate Passover with our Jewish friends. And when I come here, it reminds me of Jesus. Jesus also used to visit the temple, and Jesus was called Rabbi. And Rabbi here, this center, Jewish center, is run by a rabbi, and Jesus was also called a rabbi, and this reminds me of Jesus' time and the teachings of Jesus and Jesus' presence in the synagogues and the temples.
In 2010, I also brought my school children here, and Jewish children and Catholic children, we celebrate together Passover. It was wonderful that two religions are celebrating Passover together, and we have a great time.
Presbyterian Church, it was built in 1791, and welcome to Flemington Presbyterian Church and Flemington. And we'll take you around to see this church. This is a Presbyterian church in Flemington, and I was just reading, and it was built in 1791, and then they rebuilt this church in 1856. So in 1857 there was a war in India, the War of Freedom. But here people were building up already, and they had got freedom, but we were still struggling to find freedom. But this church is a beautiful church, and this office was erected in 1882. So this is the office, and this was built in 1882. So a nice church in Flemington, and lots of nice neighborhood here, and they have restaurants, nice restaurants close by, and a nice place to visit. Another church in Flemington, and it's called Flemington United Methodist Church. This is another very famous church in the United States, and we want to visit this church and share this with you, that as I told you, it's a very diverse and ecumenical city, a township. So you can find many churches here. It's not a big township, but it's quite a big township as well. But you can see this is a beautiful church. It's an old church, about 300 years old, and nice place, nice community, and nice place to be. Thank you. This church is also based in Flemington, and it's called Flemington American Baptist Church. And we just parked our car behind the church and just taking a tour. It's a beautiful church, and lots of Baptists come here to worship. And it's a nice place to visit. It's a very historical church. May God bless us and bless all those who visit this place. Dear friends, today we are at Calvary Episcopal Church, which is also in Flemington, and it was built in 1841. And the pastor who used to be here, now he's retired. He was my friend, and I used to see him whenever I saw him around. But he was a good friend of mine, and it's a nice place, nice community. And most of the churches these days are having online services, and they are posted on Facebook and YouTube, and not lots of on-site prayer services. But it's a nice place. It's in Flemington, right on the Broad Street, and a nice place to visit. And God bless and God bless.